I just received something that's been on my wish list for the longest time. This Holiday the Label set, and better yet, I got the swimsuit. Hey, I'm Jen, and in today's episode of spontaneously making content that probably nobody's gonna watch, I thought I would create a video where I try get a brand's attention because I just received this set and I want to make so much content in it, and I just want to see what I need to do to get Holiday the Label's attention. It would honestly be such a dream if I could work with them one day with something, or I don't know, but yeah, I was gonna make content anyway, so I thought I'd walk you through how I take some photos and videos and like what happens if you try to reach out to a brand and like what happens or what doesn't happen. I have no idea where this is gonna go. So I asked you guys on my Instagram is @InTheWonderYears, by the way, which colored set I should get. I honestly really wanted the green set for so long. You guys all said I should get the green, but they did not have my size for the longest time. I got a medium, and yeah, I went on Iconic and they had a sale, so I ended up getting this color. Now, in terms of trying to get a brand's attention, I feel like the first step is you have to show that you love the brand, unless they reach out to you. But to show you love the brand, I would assume you have to own the clothes. So for now, I have this one, and I'm gonna make as much content as I possibly can. Oh, but wait, before that, let me know in the comments what other brands I should do. I definitely need to do Dr Martens, and if you want to subscribe, the button's just there. So first up, I am going to move the tripod further back and somehow take photos in this room. Alrighty, so I set up my camera on a tripod, and I actually use a Canon M50, but you could totally use whatever camera you have or your phone. But I use the Canon app, which lets you control your camera from your phone, which is so awesome. So you can see what you're shooting and press the shutter on your phone. And I just did a lot of random poses to use for whatever I need to use the poses for. I then selected these 4 photos to edit first for my video/photo. For each of these photos, I went on Photoshop and I removed the background, so you just have to select your subject and then you go to the top and press select and mask, and then you just go select subject, and that will go ahead and quickly just cut it out for you. Amazing. And then you just press OK, and you can go down and press mask. So there we go, we got me. And then for some of these, I changed the color of the pajama set so I could have 4 different colors. So you want to use the color replacement tool, then go up to the top, pick your color, and then you can draw on top of your picture and it will change the color of whatever you're drawing on. Amazing. Once I've completely changed the colors to how I like, then I will go ahead and save all of these as PNGs. This will make sure that they have a transparent background, and take note, I did 4 different photos for this. Now, I'm going to admit that this next part is really tricky, so if you don't want your brain to explode, then I would go to this timestamp. But basically, we're making something like this, which is a crazy loop. So I'm on After Effects, but use whatever you want to use, just use the same concept. But first you want to drag down your first photo and your second photo. Scale down number 1 to where you want it to sit on number 2, and then you're going to link number 1 to number 2. This will make sure they stick together. Next, you want to drag in number 3 and do the same process. You're going to get number 2 and drag that down to where you want it on number 3. And notice that it also connects number 1 on top, and then link number 2 to number 3. Then we're going to drag down photo 4, and you're going to scale down, you guessed it, number 3 to where you want it on number 4. And then link those bad boys together. Now, this is the part which literally makes my brain explode every time, and I've done this several times before, but you want to now turn all those into a pre-composition. That's going to keep them all together as like a little family. Open up that pre-comp and copy the photos that are inside it. Go back to your original project and paste them back where they need to be. What I'm doing here is trying to make the loop. So now you want to go back into the pre-comp. And what we're going to do here is get that bottom layer, the one that are all linked to, and you're going to zoom all the way in to the final photo. So number 1. Now go back to the original project and you'll see the pre-comp has number 1 starting at the start. This is basically how I make sure that all the layers are glued the same, if that makes sense. So now you want to take number 4 photo and put it on to the pre-comp where you want it, and then link that to the pre-comp. And it basically just fills that missing gap that we had underneath the green me. So now what we're going to do is add the movement. So you're going to expand out the pre-comp and go to the transform. Now you're going to add a keyframe for position, scale, and rotation just in case you want to adjust any of those. And that will make a keyframe for the first section. Then go about 2.5 seconds later and zoom into the next layer or person you have there. Then you want to go to 5 seconds and zoom into the next person, and then just repeat that until you've got all the way to the last person in your image. As you can see down the bottom, that will make a bunch of little keyframes at each section. Now you'll notice after the last one, there isn't any more me's, and we want this as a loop. So what you're gonna have to do now is go to the start of the whole sequence. And here we're gonna export a PNG of this frame. So go up to composition, save frame as file, and you wanna change that to a PNG. It says sequence, but ignore that. And just press OK and save that out. And then drag that PNG picture into your sequence. As you can see here, I have it sitting on top of my other stuff, so if I move it around, you'll see that the other stuff's moving behind it. So you want to go to your last keyframe, go to the end, and make sure that your last person matches up the same spot as this PNG, which I already luckily did. And once that's all matched up, you can just tether that new PNG to your first photo. And that'll basically just be glued on top of the other layer and just blend in so that it works out being a full loop. Now I know this is super confusing, but this is basically the concept of how to make the loop. I've done it on Premiere before, and I probably could do it on Final Cut, but let me know if you have any questions in the comments, because I know it's very confusing. And then you can add whatever background you want behind your cool trippy thing. You could add colors, whatever you want. And then you can go ahead and export it, save it out however you plan on saving it out. And after a long time being indecisive and adding some spicy elements, this is what I came up with. Now, if videos aren't really your thing, here's a cool like 90s-esque edit. And because I already had these 4 subjects here cut out, I could put them all together pretty easily for this edit, although it did take me a little while. So I'll just show you the different layers that I ended up doing in the end. So basically I popped myself all over myself, weirdest sentence ever. Then I added a textured paper background, a cool checkerboard background, changed the color of that, and then voila, we got the magic. Then I went over onto my phone, changed the colors on VSCO, and added some stickers on PixArt. I mean, counterintuitive probably, but I kind of like the way it looks, so whatever. Next up, I decided to do another shoot outside this time, and the checkerboard gave me major chess vibes, so I decided to do a chess shoot, which is literally my boyfriend's favorite game. So I don't know if this is considered a sexy photo shoot for him, but yeah, I got him to make sure all my moves were accurate. For these ones, I ended up editing them in VSCO on my phone. So basically, I normally use the C7 filter. Then I just play around with the highlights and the shadows, make it a little bit brighter. I change the exposure to what I like for the photo. Then I find my signature thing to do, and I've been doing for the longest time, is to change the saturation of the blue and the green down so it's a bit lower and not very saturated, and then all the warm colors I will saturate to make them pop, I guess. And honestly, this is probably my favorite shoot I've ever done, and I just love how the pictures turned out. They seem super artsy. Then I was bored one night and decided, hey, why not make a crazy edit for these two? And I didn't actually film the whole process because it took me like 8 hours to be indecisive of where the placement was. But basically, I did the same as before. I cut out all the images, put them where I wanted it on the photo, and then I couldn't decide on the background. So I ended up putting on this checkerboard print in the background, and I didn't know if I liked purple or green, so let me know in the comments which one you like better. Alright, I probably have like square eyes at this point because I have been editing for so long, but finally I have a post to post. So yeah, basically I have a selection of photos all in one go. We got the purple, we got this one, and 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 this one. Probably too many, but I'm about to post it. I've put in a caption, which kind of took me a long time. I am now gonna tag Holiday the label, obviously. Holiday the label, so they can see it. So now I'm gonna press share and hopefully post it and hopefully they see it. So share. So I've posted it, and then the next thing that I normally do is I will put in like hashtags and stuff. So I'll go to my comments, I'll put a random emoji. Let's say a chest piece if I can find one. And then in the replies, I will add in hashtags. So I'll just go ahead and do that. All right, so I just post that underneath that as a reply, so people can't really see my hashtags as much. And now we'll see if anyone likes the post. And in the meantime, I will continue to edit the other videos and content and get back to you.
One pathetic sob story later.
Alright, it's now several weeks later and I have scary orange hair now, which kind of clashes with this set, but it's a look. We're going with the monochrome. Pretty much posted everything I was hoping to post, and for the most part, the only thing I got from Holiday was just a like, or sometimes they featured some of my stuff on their stories, but no, I haven't got any like comments or anything from them. Not that I expect them to give me anything at all, but there was nothing. So now for my last attempt at getting their attention, I am basically going to contact them on Instagram. I have made up a folder on Google Drive which has all of those photos and all of those videos, and I'm just gonna like send them over to them. So let's just do this right now because I've been putting it off for so long, literally. All right, I've pulled up their store. Let's go message. As you can see on my messages, they have just kind of reshared some of my stuff from my stories onto their stories. Even the one where I made their outfit on The Sims. So now I'm just going to kind of send them the message. Hey Holiday, I am so in love with my PJ set that I bought a few weeks ago. I got so many things and haven't taken it off. I've made a bunch of content in them if you were interested for you to use on socials. Also, was wondering if you ever collab with creators. I would love to work with you, and I have a YouTube channel and ways to hear from you. Here is the link to some photos. Press send on this bad boy, and I guess the waiting game is on, and I'll let you guys know if they get back to me. It will probably be something along the lines of every single person that I ever try to contact, where they just say,
hey, lovely, glad you like our stuff. Oh, at the moment we're not doing any collaborations, but we'll keep you in mind for the future.
Never hears from them again. So yeah, at least I've tried my best, and we'll see what happens.
4 to 6 more days later.
Alright, update. I have got a message back from Holiday the label, and they have said no. Basically, they said what I thought they would say, which most companies do say. And they said, thanks for reaching out and sending over your pictures. We have all loved seeing all of the content that you have been making with our product. We're not currently taking on extra collaborations, but we'll reach out in the future if there's any opportunities. Are you able to send me your email so you can have it for future collabs? So I've sent them my email, and hopefully in the future we can work together. But, you know, you don't always get a collaboration. Luckily, what you need to make sure you do when you're trying to work with a brand is really just make content that you're already gonna make in clothes that you already love, and then if it so happens that it's a brand that you want to reach out to, then give them some photos and see if they want to work with you. So yeah, it wasn't any extra effort for me because I was already making stuff and I already love my pajama set. So yeah, that is how I make some of my content and how I get rejected. But yeah, anyways, my name has been Jen. If you haven't already, please subscribe. My Instagram is @InTheWonderYears. And until next time, keep wondering.